We're just here checking this crop of jade mungbeans for sucking insects, probably Mirids in particular, but we'll see whatever else is here. As you can see, the sun's just coming up. It's nice and early. It's fairly hot weather at the moment, so it's very important to come out and do these sorts of checks very early when it's cool. That way you've got a better chance of picking up the insects foraging up in the top of the canopy, rather than hiding, escaping the heat in the middle of the day. So these plants are very young, as you can see. They're only sort of 3.5 weeks old, but still they are definitely attractive to things like Mirids. So we need to be here nice and early and check them with a beat sheet, preferably. Snuggle that down there like that, and with a 1 metre beating stick to make sure when you scale up your counts they are calibrated to the thresholds that have been formulated by the department. Give them a good hit. And nothing. And that's probably not surprising because we are very early on in the budding stage, so they're probably not quite all that attractive just at the present time. But as you can see, we're starting to get a lot of reproductive action, and those little buds in there will be where we're getting stinging. I also like to just pull these growing points apart just to see if we're getting any very small heliothis starting to get into the terminals. Sometimes very small helies are a bit difficult to bash out of a beat sheet when your mungbean plants are so small, so short. So it's always important to calibrate. Just have a look in those flowers, those inflorescences. Not perfect. The other thing that we can probably have a look at here is it's worth speaking to the weed control aspect of mungbean production. We don't have a lot of options for broadleaf weeds in mungbeans. It's one of the problems, I suppose, with growing mungbeans that aren't planned in a rotation. Your weed control is very important. So Spinnaker is one option that's commonly used as a post-plant pre-emergence. And in this paddock here, we used 80 grams of Spinnaker a hectare to control grasses and some of the broadleaf weeds. And a lot of people have some fears about Spinnaker and have reported some Spinnaker damage quite routinely on some of the alluvial soils in particular. I agree that can be a problem sometimes, but I think it's a little bit overstated, and I think some of the other root diseases probably have a bit more of a role to play than the Spinnaker damage. And as you can see here, there's absolutely no Spinnaker damage whatsoever, and we actually started this pivot 3 days after planting. So if there was a potential for Spinnaker washing in around the emerging seedlings and causing an issue, it should have really happened here. As you can see, it's not a problem. There's no yellowing, no stunting, and no shortening of the internodes. So yeah, it's a tick of health. The grass weeds are all controlled, and you can see there's very little pigweed and yellow vine. So yeah, very happy with things at the moment.